Hey everyone, welcome back to more Pokemon Conquest Ultimate Hideyoshi story. So last episode we were able to take both Kragthor and Yaksha without losing any territory ourselves, which obviously was incredibly good for us. That was really good. So today our target is to hopefully be able to take Avia and Viperia. The one thing, however, is that we do have to be able to beat both Dragonite and Salamence, and that might not be too easy. So this team is going to try and take care of them, Viperia. This team is going to try and take Avia. So that's what we're hoping to do. Although I haven't really fought a lot in Avia. Avia was always a really difficult area. I'm hoping I have enough. Yeah, okay, I have Viperia. I was thinking, I'm hoping I have enough to take care of both Ceruledge, Viperia, and also, I guess, Arcanine. Like, those are the real main threats of this one. The other ones are a bit weaker, but we are in Viperia, so I wonder how this will go. This is more of a segmented one. It could really depend on who they send out, where. I felt like the AI hasn't always been the absolute best at this map. I think this sends you out over there. We've got two flying guys, but both of them I'd be fine with Frostlass going after. Yeah, we'll see how things go. It's really just a question of who he sends out where, or who goes where. Okay. Arcanine's over there. I knew the flying guys were unlikely to go over there. Vaporeon Arcanine combination is a little rough. And Ceruledge. Okay, this is all the big guys in one spot, more or less. It is actually like a relatively tough group. Send you out here. We do a decent amount of damage to Vaporeon straight away. If we can get Torterra over there, that'd be really good too. But Torterra barely doesn't have enough. So let's put Torterra over there for a sec. There's Frostlass over here to take care of them. Yeah, that's a little scary with Vaporeon. Kinda can't put them there, otherwise they could be pretty harshly comboed by Vaporeon. Arcanine wants to go back, I guess, but can't. 51, he doesn't get health back yet. Vaporeon's gonna go over there and try and hit the Torterra for a pretty meager amount of damage. Torterra is primarily just there to take care of Vaporeon. Okay, interesting. We just one-shot you, and we almost one-shot you. Can we hit you? No. We'll have to get ourselves in there, but Tropius is gone. I'm gonna kill Tropius just because I don't want to get air/flinches on me. But on the bright side, we can just get rid of Vaporeon now, and that allows basically everyone else to come in to start tearing apart these two guys. Good paralysis too. Defense up, okay. 49. Not an insane amount. I don't really know why they decide not to go after Torterra there, but I'm not really complaining either. Alright, that's pretty good for us too. Start off by just hitting you. Okay, with that defense up. This becomes a free shot, but not at the end of the world. This hits, we eviscerate you, and that'd be good. Can hit you too, finish you off. Alright, it's just elements. Yeah, I think we got this. If this hits, we just win. Great. That went super well. Alright, all of those guys get pushed back. One crucial thing as well is that I think they've just lost 6 warriors because of that. Like that, they'll throw out 6 warriors for that. Also, in a lot of these battles, they tend to keep their warlords around. So we might get to a point where they'll start getting rid of some actually pretty strong guys in terms of keeping their warlords, which would be super beneficial for us. For instance, two guys were finished or were dropped in Valora. There was at least one guy dropped here. They dropped someone in Dragnor. They dropped someone here too. 2 guys in Nixtrum. So now it's this one. This one is probably the harder one of the 2. And we're gonna try and take it, obviously, with Crackspur. So the big thing is that this time around we unfortunately do not have Frostlass to help take care of Dragonite. But I think in the last one we really didn't even need to use Frostlass a ton. We might be able to just do with Garganackle, who is, I suppose, just now strong enough to go head to head with Dragonite somewhat. So over here is just the squadron of guys to take care of with Excadrill. You've got Nomad, and I'm thinking of maybe fishing for a flinch or 2. You have to be careful because this is like the place where Dragonite is actually really strong. I remember in the story mode having a ton of difficulties with Dragonite in particular. Those guys both don't use ground moves, so we don't have to worry about Garganackle really against these guys. Although Iron Head is there. Delibird. I don't even know if this guy has a perfect link for Delibird. I know we had someone who had Delibird as a perfect link, but I don't know if it's this guy. Well, I mean, yeah, that obviously puts us at an immediately great spot. Alright, this just puts us in a fantastic spot. Okay, fair point, decent retaliation, but it was still worth it for what Delibird was able to deliver there. Goes after Gallade, which I sort of suspected. And it probably kills. It barely doesn't. Which is cool. We'll do this and just finish off Overquill with that. Alright, 34 isn't that much damage, but let's hope. Perfect. Good. Certainly this will probably not do a lot, but 34 is not bad, and I think Turbo Blaze can burn potentially. I'm not actually 100% sure about that, but it would make sense. Although he does get 26 back. I don't know if he has a potion or anything. Sort of figured that would happen, but it isn't really the end of the world. Next turn we'll attack him with Excadrill, and the other three I suppose will just go after... Okay. ...81. We miss an 81. You should probably win that head-to-head. Come on. Alright, good. If you can hit him one more time with Garg... Oh yeah, not stun. Nah, we win. That's checkmate. Yeah, that's checkmate. Unless he has an item for it, but it doesn't look like it. Okay, he goes after Kingdra again. It takes about the same as he gets back, so if we can hit this, we win, basically. Perfect, perfect. Good job, Garganackle. You know, for a long time, it did not look like we were going to be in this position. We were taking care of them. Like, we had to steal our defenses for a while. Defend their push to the best of our abilities. But here you do stand, pushing him back. So yes, all 6 of those go back. So it's another 6 opponents that have been beaten by us. Have been pushed back. So yeah, as you can tell, someone was, or 2 people were pushed out of Dragnor again. And someone was pushed out here as well. Actually, 2 people were gone here. He's, oh wow. Okay, never mind. I thought for a second that they got rid of, the Dragapult. No, but, they've got how many people? 4, 9. They've got 11 warlords. 12 warlords in total. So, if we push them back to 2, they might just get rid of Vaporeon and Salamence, and that would be really good. Of course, then that needs to happen, of course, but... Well, that still needs to happen, of course, but... Alright, there's that guy. Trying to just look if there are people in Crackspur to start recruiting. Because in Crackspur, obviously, there's a bunch of strong rock trainers. However, we're probably now in a position that with 2550 and 2464, it's unlikely for them to try and push us out of there. They will likely you know, I think it's pretty likely they'll start just staying put where they are currently. But that puts us at the thought of what do we want to do next. For instance, we know that technically we can get Uishi to 100%. Like, we gotta be smart before 100% links. For instance, we got Delibird over here. I'm not sure if Delibird is 100%er. Yeah, 70. So look, most of these guys are gonna cap out soon, and that is what I'm a little afraid of. Like, most of our warlords don't have their perfect link. To be fair, most of the warlords, their perfect links are legendary Pokemons that don't always appear. But for instance, we can send Starmie over here. Psychic is like, it's alright, right? It's not the worst. But we're gonna have to start looking what like their best guys are. Alright, that is actually quite nice that they just stand there to die both. We've got a little bit of... Honestly, we got enough turns to probably finish off Gallade. We don't have a super potion though, but we two-shot it, but just can't have them get like a crit. Hey, we get it, nice. Alright, this should give you like a +6. But we've got to start thinking about grinding what we have over here. Over here in Crackspur, we've got this guy with the Acheron. Or we go over here, which has kind of an annoyingly wide array of typings. I guess 5 out of 6 are weak to fighting. So we'll bring you out there with someone who can take care of flying types or poison types. You use probably Bug Buzz. What ranking do you two have anyways? Because you have pretty high ratings, 58 and 57. Yeah, look at that. Those guys are no slouches either. Just thinking if we have anyone really strong over here. We really kind of didn't utilize Leafeon much at all, but it's really just felt like we haven't had much use for grass types in this entire playthrough. Outside of taking care of Vaporeon, but we've just sort of done that with Torterra instead. Yeah, the Jolteon is like is 41 for instance, but I guess that does make you a pretty good target to see what perfect Pokemon we can get for you. It's just that it's unlikely that we'll find them. I guess we could just scout to see if we find any of the legendary Pokemon just chilling anywhere. Like the evolutions are over here. If that guy isn't like literally the perfect link for Vaporeon, then maybe we can get like a Vaporeon on our own team. Like I wanted to get Gyarados up levels, but like that one hasn't panned out. For whatever reason, they just get so little in terms of percentages that I stopped bothering with it. I know now it would have been pretty good to send out like Rhyperior. A fire type could be good there. I think we still have Charizard in the back. Yeah, we've got Charizard over here who's got 50. That could be a little bit better still. But like I said, you're grinding up a bunch of Pokemons that have, which don't have perfect links. Although it does allow us to potentially recruit Warlords, but I don't know how desperate we are to get Warlords. Also, these guys are all like electric types, so like they also hit us super effectively, so do have to be a bit careful about that. But we can at least take care of these ones if they didn't have sturdy. Alright, well now we'll finish these two out pretty easily. I think you do have a super potion. There's more merit into probably grinding up that Salazzle, because it's gonna actually go up to like 100% rank, unlike Charizard here. Although I suppose there's the merit of getting the evolution, the transformation. But like this gives him plus 5.9, which is good. What is this guy? He's Abominable, and his main guy is Breloom. 48's a little low. Breloom, we really don't need a Breloom, that's the main thing. But we have seen the Zapdos before, that's about it though. Like we've seen Zapdos here before, the Galarian Zapdos, who is the perfect link for not Shingen, for Yoshi, Europe, so. Like an Ice type could definitely like do some good stuff there. It's the thing that, unfortunately, it's not only psychic types over there. Otherwise, that would have been a pretty good spot to potentially maybe grab something. Over here, we've got some odd stuff. I think I'll just put everyone on, like, delegate everyone on training for now, real quickly. I'm just gonna put some guys just over here, just because it makes them less likely to. Actually, we shouldn't. Never mind. We don't really need to do that. If they actually attack us, we can just push back and put them back in here. So never mind that. We can, if Viperia or Craxper falls, I mean Viperia or Avia falls, we'll just like fall back into the into these places. Alright. I think everyone is busy now, except for this one. Alright, let's make a final. Let's see if they do decide to attack us. I don't believe they will. Yeah, they didn't. Nice. I think they did steal themselves up. So, they've clearly put their strongest guys forward and their weaker ones down here. Except for, I say except for, they've recruited some guy with a Noivern who is, at 59 level, who's pretty strong. They've somehow managed to do that. Over here, still, they've got this Dracozolt now at 59, but Dracozolt doesn't scare me that much. You know, I think it's for the best if we push them one more time. Push them back one more time at least. This is, however, a pretty tough trio. Here you've got a Sanacon at 60. So, if we can just push into both Flora and Spectra, then we're just stuck with these two, and we'll be able to see if my theory is correct on them not getting rid of any Warlords. Because at the moment they have 12. And crucially, that would get rid of Salamence and Vaporeon. And as you can imagine, that would be really good. Because honestly, they don't really have any more weak Pokemon left that aren't Warlords. That don't happen to be Warlords. And let's open up this one in Viperia. Because it doesn't show what's like in an unlocked little stage. But I theorize that if we can push them back one more time, then he'll be left with Dragnor and Nixterm, and if he does just get rid of all of his basic warriors instead of warlords, then we're suddenly in a really good position, because then he's obviously locked to that 70% for everyone outside of Dragonite. And yeah, sure, once we push him to his last village, or last city, there's going to be 6 warlords that we can't grind up. But, like, that's still, like, a good situation to be in. Although we will then need to legitimately have 3 areas which we can block off, but if they're locked to not being able to grind past 70%, then we're in a really good spot. I don't think transformations happen for them no matter what. Like, for instance, what has Ina been doing, right? She's 23 in Link. The only thing I'm hoping is that they then don't get another November event where they get ridiculously strong. It is February, so that would take a couple months to happen anyways. But just looking back here, they seem to primarily be locked behind 70-75%. With the exception of those 3. But yeah, everyone, if you enjoyed this episode, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.